my 30th birthday book haul. My birthday was on June 25th on Sunday, but I'm just getting around to filming this, so it's a belated birthday book haul. And I'm covering all the books that I got in the past few months that are technically my birthday books. Well, anyway, the first one is 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. It is the 5th book in the Truly Devious series. See, this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is a standalone. I mean, technically it's a continuation of all these, but it's a single murder mystery. These 3 are one murder mystery. This is another murder mystery, and this is another murder mystery. And we have the same main character, Stevie, and her friends who are solving another murder that took place in 1995, where 9 people went to the woods and 2 turned up dead and the others went missing. So she's trying to solve what happened. Okay, anyway, the thing that kind of bothers me, if you look at these 4, they open up nicely like this. And they have this thread thingy here, like, see, had thingy here. But the 5th book doesn't open up. Like, I mean, it's not that tight, but it doesn't open up for as good as the others, and it doesn't have the thread thingy. So I know that if I press it down, that the pages would start coming out. And I wonder if there are like 2 different kind of bindings for this book, which would be kind of sad, because then I would have been unlucky enough to get the worst binding. So I kind of hope that all the books are like this. So anyway, that was just my pet peeve. Okay, the next one. Okay, these 2, Murder at the House on the Hill and Murder at the Summerfeet, are also murder mysteries in the same series, with the same amateur sleuths. This is the first one, Murder at the House on the Hill. It's about Nancy and her grandmother who run a bookstore in a small town. And there's this rich family in the small town where their new daughter-in-law gets murdered. And they are trying to solve that murder. And the next one is also about them, Nancy and her grandmother, who try to solve another murder. This time it's a famous author who's launching his book in their small town and he gets murdered. And this one we have the same problem. See, this one kind of opens up nicely, like not all the way, but almost. This one is just a little bit more tight. You don't have to crack the spine to read it, but this is a little bit more tight. And I'm again wondering if there are 2 types of binding and I just happen to be the unlucky one to get the worst binding. But okay, enough about my problems. The next one is Murder in the Mansion. It's also another murder mystery, so it's kind of the same. I mean, a murder happens in a mansion. So this one has an even worse binding. Like, you don't have to crack the spine to read it, but it's still kind of tight for a trade back. And the next one is The Agathas, which is kind of a murder mystery where this girl is a fan of Agatha Christie and she tries to solve a murder, and her ex-boyfriend who left her for another girl gets framed for the murder, and she believes he didn't do it, so she's trying to solve it, and she's trying to use Agatha Christie, her experience with Agatha Christie books to solve the murder. And she has a teacher who's also assisting her because they're both Agatha Christie fans. Okay, the next one, I've already reviewed this on my channel. You can check it out. Murder of Mr. Wickham. It's the murder of Mr. Wickham from Pride and Prejudice. This is more of a sequel to the Jane Austen novels. You have all the Jane Austen characters in here. And this is more of a fan fiction novel, but it's legal because Pride and Prejudice is no longer in copyright. It's in the public domain, so people are allowed to publish their fan fiction. So this is a murder mystery, and Mr. Wickham from Pride and Prejudice gets murdered, and the son of Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy tries to solve the murder, along with the daughter of Henry and Catherine Tilney from Northanger Abbey. And the next one is The Scandalous Sisterhood of Prickwillow Place. This is also a murder mystery where the headmistress of this boarding school gets murdered along with her brother and these girls, because they don't want to go home. They try to solve the murder. Okay, the next one is The Maid, and I've also reviewed this on my channel. It's another murder mystery where the main character is a maid who works at a hotel, and a hotel guest, this rich guy, gets murdered, and she gets involved in solving it. The next one is another murder mystery, The Murder Game. I've also reviewed this on my channel. It's about this group of people who get invited to a murder party. As in, they have this game where they solve a fictional murder, but someone actually gets murdered there. So it's a bit of a murder mystery thriller. And the next one is not a murder mystery. It's Happy Place by Emily Henry. It's a romance, and a second chance romance. It's my favorite trope, but I hardly got books on second chance romance, so I got two. And this one is about these two people who were together since college for like 10 years, and then they break up, and it's about them getting back together. They have this group of friends, and they kind of pretend to still be together for their friends' sake, and there's drama there, and yeah. Okay, the next one is another second chance romance, Do I Know You? And this one is two of my favorite, this one is my favorite subtrope as well. It's second chance romance and second chance romance with a married couple, which is my favorite subtrope in this trope. It's about this married couple who's kind of in a rut in their marriage, and when I think the people who don't know they're married kind of introduce them as strangers, and they kind of go along with it, and they kind of rebuild their spark. Okay, these ones are kind of thrifted because they're from the bookstore I work at, which is a thrift store that sells both secondhand books and new books that are more at wholesale price because they're books that don't sell and then you get them for cheaper. Okay, this one is secondhand. It only cost me like 2 ringgit or less than 50 cents American. It's a romance between this guy and this girl. His sister and her brother were married and they had a son, and then they dies, so they are kind of fighting for custody of the son, and then they fall in love. Okay, these three are the new ones that are about 15 ringgit or a bit more than $3 American. The first one is This Is Our Song. It's a love story between a rock star and a reporter who interviews him, and she's not fazed by his rock star status. This one is a historical romance. It's a bit complicated to explain the story, but I think it's kind of a second chance romance where he broke her heart when she was a child or something. But anyway, the next one is Love Game. It's about two basketball coaches. I think he used to be a basketball star. So when he gets hired as a coach, he gets paid more than her, and she thinks it's unfair and sexist, and they fall in love. So I guess it's a bit of a hate to love. Okay, the next three are 3 graphic novels that I got at Big Bad Wolf, which is also another thrift store. These are new but at cheaper prices. Anyway, the first one is Fashion Forward in the Profession series. I think each one covers a different profession, but they're not related, so you don't have to read all to understand. And I just got the fashion one because I wasn't interested in any of the other careers that was there. And the next one is Zodiac, Princess Zodiac, and it's kind of like a friendship, and I'm not too sure what the story is. It's just a Princess Zodiac friendship story. And this one is a Malay one, Cikgu Akbar or Teacher Akbar. It's about this teacher who helps the student who gets bullied in his school. And this one, the pictures are kind of black and white, but these two, the pictures are colored. And they're colored. And they are from the same company, so they kind of match with the logos. Oh, and the final one's gonna be bonus. Pride and Prejudice. The Seasons edition, but it's not the Seasons edition, it's the Jane Austen collection that follows the Season edition aesthetic. So I kind of want to compare this and the Seasons edition in another video. But anyway, this is how it looks like. Yeah. Those are all the books that I have. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.